Please welcome with Sai love and open hearts and be very receptive to the teachings from our beloved brother, Sai Krishna Munswami, all the way from Malaysia. Sairam, brother, you're welcome.
Sairam, thank you for the intro. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Lord, our Swami, who is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. May Swami guide me through this session. Sairam, uncles, aunties, brothers, and sisters from Cleveland, Ohio. Now, at the outset, I would like to thank Brother Bhushan and Mrs. Bhushan, and also especially Brother Parthasarathi Rajagopal and Mrs. Parthasarathi for the invite. And I think it is Swami's Sankalpa that I should be talking to all of you. Whenever I say that I did this and I did that, please consider that it is from Swami. I am just an instrument. So please accept my prayerful appeal. Dear brothers and sisters, now to begin, I would like to say a few words about my family, and then I'll talk about my experiences, and then Sai activities I'm involved in. So here in Malaysia, the Satyasai International Organization of Malaysia is doing fantastic job. A lot of programs and activities being done. I'm not going to talk about those activities. I'm just going to talk about my experiences and personally where I was involved, where Swami has guided me to do some seva. And that I'm going to share with you all on this auspicious day of Guru Purnima. Happy Guru Purnima to all of you. Now, I would like to talk about how I came into Swami's life. Before that, I would like to talk about my family background. I think this is very relevant and necessary to connect with how I came to Swami. My mom and my dad came to Malaysia around 1930s. You know, my mom has never attended school. My dad he knows how to read and a bit and write a bit. In the family, we were 10 of us, and a small house in the estate, rubber plantation. And my mother and father used to sleep on the floor, on a mat, and we will sleep in benches. We don't have rooms in that house. We only have partitions. But my mother was very loving and caring. She was tapping rubber trees. So when I was small, I used to go and help her. So whenever I go and help her, there are a number of trees allocated for tapping. And I was very good at tapping rubber trees. So what I did was, whenever I finished, I'll be sitting down. My mother will say, no, you go and help others. There are so many people who haven't finished tapping. So that is how my mother, when I was young, she actually planted the seed of seva in my life. Not only that, she used to plant a lot of vegetable. In fact, a big land she will grow, and then she will ask me to go and distribute to these laborers. Actually, my mother and father came as coolies, I call it coolies, laborers to work in the rubber estates. So my mother will help them. She was very compassionate until she passed away at the age of 93. So if you look at the background, I was from a very poor family with the 10 in a home and 8 siblings, and I was the 5th. And we do not know about religion, we do not know about spirituality, we do not know about much about God because nobody taught us. There was a picture of Vinayaka and Muruga in our house, and when I was small, when I go to school, whenever there is an exam, then I will go and just apply Vibhuti and go to school. That is how I was about religion and God. I didn't know anything about God. Not only that, in an estate school, those times, in 1960s, there were not good teachers to teach English. So I was not good in English at all. Until I passed my university, I just got the minimum, the least, just to pass, about 40 marks like that. That was how I was in school. So with that, at the age of 19, I went to a secondary school, higher secondary school. That was about 150 kilometers away from my village. In fact, it's a remote village. It is deep in the jungle, the place I was living in. So 150 kilometers away, and then the first time I'm going so far, and I was asked to stay in a hostel where there were 99.9% all Muslims. So they used to cook beef and all. So what I will do, I will normally go to the Christian gatherings and, uh, I will get good food there. The main aim for me to go to get nice dinner. But the Christians were so good. They were so loving. And that made me love Jesus Christ. So I wanted to become a Christian because I didn't know anything about my Hindu religion. But I brought a small postcard size Murugan picture with me, and I kept it under my pillow when I was in the hostel. That was when I was 19 years old. It was 1973, 73, 74. So when I decided to become a Christian, I tore this Murugan picture to pieces and threw it in the dustbin. When I did that, then suddenly something happened in me. There was, something shattered. Something made me feel that am I doing the right thing? Sometimes I felt that I'm betraying my own religion, or nervous, scared. Then I dropped the idea of becoming a Christian, and then I completely forgot about God's spirituality and everything. In fact, that really made me not to study my subjects very well. Then I felt that I'm betraying my parents, and all these things happened at that particular time when I was 19. Then somehow or other I passed my exams, and I didn't do well. I didn't do well, and I entered teachers training college in Penang. Then suddenly the same fear, the same nervousness, and my whole body was trembling. Started asking, who is God? Who is true God? They all are telling that Jesus is the only way, is the light, and he's the savior. If other gods are false, am I praying to the right God? And all these things came into my mind. So I was really shaken up. At the young age, I was so scared that I'm doing a wrong thing. Then I went one day to Penang city. With that feeling, I was roaming around the city. Suddenly, I came to a place where there was some songs going on. It was from the tape recorder. Govinda Hare, Gopala Hare, and so on. So I thought, oh, this is a temple. Then I realized it was Kunch Bihari temple, a Krishna temple in Penang. I went and sat down. There were only few of them. They on tape recorder, and the song was going on. And somebody was singing, and they followed. Govinda Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai, Gopala Bala Bala Radha Krishna Jai. No, I was thinking, what song is all this? And then I sat there for a few minutes, and then I saw one photograph, and all line up, about 9 or 10 photographs, and the middle was one man with the Afro style hair and that a crown of hair. And I just left, thinking that I have to go back home because it's too late. I'd catch a bus. So in the bus, while I was traveling, the songs were going on in my mind. It was going on and on and on. Govinda Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai. I went back to the room, but I couldn't sleep the whole night. The next day, being Sunday, I thought I better go out and and then relax myself. And then I went back again to this Penang city from my home, my room. In fact, a small room I rented when I was in college, in teachers training college. Then I was walking and I saw a bookstall and a book with this same Afro hair man. And so I thought, who is this guy? I saw him yesterday in the temple, this photo. Then I went and bought the book. It was very cheap. The title was Sai Baba, Man of Miracles. So I was thinking, I better buy and read. I just wanted to know who is this person. So I took the book and went back to the room. It was around 5:30 in the evening. So I started reading. When I was reading about 3 pages, I knew that the person, Sai Baba, is actually God who has incarnated, who has come in human form. And that thought was so intense and so impactful. It was there, and I was crying and crying and crying. So then I asked, if you are really God, please give me a sign, because I do not know anything about religion. I want to know who really God is. Then I feel my body is now actually shaking. Then there was a light. There was a light on the ceiling, around the ceiling, a big ball of light. From that light, stars, big and small, very fast flowing stars came and hit on my head continuously. I didn't know how long it was. Some were small, some were big stars, all silver color, beautiful. That in fact the whole area was like orange color. And then some of the stars were just jumping from my head. I was conscious, 100% conscious. Then I told Baba, because I know it's Sai Baba, so Baba, please stop. I believe that you are God. I know you are God, please stop. And it went on for some time, and suddenly it stopped. Then I realized that all my fear, all my nervousness, and all whatever I was thinking, all just stopped, and 3 things came into my mind, and it got deeply imprinted in my mind from that day. And I knew he was God. Then I knew that he was telling me, you are a Hindu, be a good Hindu, and you must respect all religions. All religions are like flowers in the garden, same garden, beautifying the place. And then say, see good, be good, and do good. And your job is to serve humanity. This kind of thought automatically was imprinted on my mind. I felt it was so funny. I didn't know anything why all these are coming into my mind. I know it is only God, it's only Swami who is doing this. Dear brothers and sisters, so when I started reading some of Swami's books, I felt that I'm getting more and more information about Swami and getting to know Swami very well. And from then onwards, a lot of miracles took place in my life. I want to narrate a simple one. A few days later, after this incident, I went to the same temple, and the chairman of that Sai Baba Center, the Baba Center, called me and asked me to sit in front. So I sat beside him actually, and then I saw a lot of photos with Baba at the center, and all Nanak, Vishnu, Jesus, Buddha, all there. Then suddenly I felt that there was a power in that place, some energy, some unknown energy, and it was going through me. I felt my whole body was shaking. Then suddenly I saw all the pictures, on the frame, there were drops of water. I think it is Ganga Tirtha, if I'm not mistaken. Drops forming in front of my eyes. It's not somebody told me, it is just exactly happening in front of my eyes. Then these drops started flowing from all the pictures, all the photographs. And then I couldn't sit there. Even though I was sitting there and I knew that I couldn't stand the energy, I ran behind the temple. Then I cried, shouted and cried, and after some time I came back and sat down. So there were some incidents which happened later, which confirmed that Swami is 100% observing everything. He's omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, and somewhere or other I'm connected with him in some way. I'm not sure how. Then I read somewhere Swami telling that I'm not the body. You must always repeat this, he said. All of you must repeat this, he said. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotion. I'm not the mind. I'm not the intellect. I'm not the chitta. I am immortal Atman. You must say that I am the soul. I am divinity. I am God. So this got imprinted in my mind. Maybe on this Guru Purnima day, dear brothers and sisters, if we just take these affirmations and we repeat them continuously, which I did for thousands and thousands of times, and I think that this thing has got programmed into my whole system. I think every cell in my body is imbued with all these wordings. I'm not the body, I'm not the emotion, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm not the chitta, I am immortal Atman. So the next prayer, which I think was given to John Hislop, this thing also went into me. Here, this prayer I repeated thousands and thousands of times. Every time I repeat, something new, something is given to me by Swami. For instance, one day I was just reading and then said, "Oh Lord, take my love and let it flow in fullness of devotion to Thee." Then I realized the first line is actually the value of love, emphasizing love. Then I went to the second one, "Oh Lord, take my hands and let them work incessantly for Thee." And this line was so deep rooted in me that it really makes me serve and serve and serve. So when I say hands here, it says Dharma. So first is the love, then Dharma. The third one, "Oh Lord, take my soul and let it be merged in one with Thee." Then I thought it is the mergence which will bring peace. Then, "Oh Lord, take my mind and thoughts." Thoughts, that means intellect. Intellect will inquire what is truth. So the fourth is truth. And fifth is take my everything and let me be an instrument. If I need to be an instrument, my body, mind, and thought, all my deeds, all must be pure. Thought, word, and deed must be pure. So that is ahimsa. Once your thought, word, and deed is pure, that is ahimsa. So actually, Swami is trying to teach that all the 5 human values are so important, and you must take into your heart, it must go into your soul. So that is how I got in touch with Swami. Then I thought, just like Hanuman in Puttaparthi, he's standing on a rock. So that is faith in God, I thought. Then he moved forward. That is self-confidence. Maybe on this Guru Purnima day, we must make faith as the foundation, faith in Swami, our Lord. And then with self-confidence, move forward to help the needy, to do good, to be good. So, dear brothers and sisters, something deep inside, because I was from a very, very poor environment with a lot of negativity in the estates, where I knew all the foul languages in the world. So, and then I realized and I read from the papers and I read from the articles. And one thing which really moved me was 70% of the youth in Malaysian prisons are of Indian origin. The majority are Tamils. So 70%, we only comprise 7% of the population. But our Indians, I'm not racial here. I'm trying to say that what is the situation of Malaysian Tamils or the Malaysian Indians? Why? Because they are not taught values. Their parents, like my parents, were not, most of them not educated. They do not know about value system. They do not know about spirituality, religion. And some of my friends don't even know a basic concept of Hinduism. So I thought that what Swami has given will definitely bring about a change. I was thinking, Swami says that Gayatri Mantra can bring a change if everybody, irrespective of caste, irrespective of religion, if every child, every man can recite Gayatri, then they will become good and human values will automatically bloom. So I thought Swami's word must be true. So I decided from then on as a personal sadhana. Even though I was the state coordinator and spiritual coordinator and so on, and we had a lot of programs in the center, a lot of devotees are involved in the center activities with so many outreach programs. But for me personally, I thought I must venture into this because my love for these estate children, those who live in slum, and then villages was so great that what I did, I wanted to go to all the primary schools in Malaysia. I wanted to go to secondary schools. I want to go to colleges, universities, temples, and meet the parents and give them the Gayatri Mantra. And I want to tell them about the significance of Gayatri Mantra. Dear brothers and sisters, I think all these thoughts came to me from Swami. So it is only Swami who was only the doer and was directing me. So if you look at this, I go to schools throughout the country in Malaysia. So early morning in the assembly, now many schools have taken up Gayatri Mantra as the first activity in the school. So what I do, I have given to the schools CDs by Swami. Where Swami is reciting the Gayatri and the teachers and the students to follow exactly, because I'm not good in Sanskrit. I can't really pronounce very well, but following Swami's CD, and I thought they can be initiated by Swami by listening to it. So that is how I started in schools. So what I did, we need books. So I, with the help of some of my friends, actually those friends in Singapore, there were two of them, they funded for the books, and then I translated. Swami, made me translate the English Gayatri Mantra book into Tamil with questions and answers so that even children, adults can understand what is Gayatri Mantra. And then we produced thousands of CDs, Gayatri cards, Gayatri photographs, and went to schools throughout the country, wherever needed. Where, see, once they started, Swami made me go to many schools. In fact, many schools wanted the human values program and Gayatri Mantra. So what I thought one day, Swami gave me a thought. Maybe this is first time in Malaysia, or maybe many countries, they wouldn't have done this. So Swami said, in my mind, I was thinking, Swami, we want to have a convention, Gayatri convention, where thousands of people will come and attend. There we can give them the CDs. There we can give them how to repeat the mantra. And we can call the prominent people who are good at Gayatri to talk about Gayatri. Dear brothers and sisters, many said it's not worth it because Gayatri Mantra shouldn't be taught to everyone at any time, anywhere. It only can be recited by certain group of people. So there was one orthodox group of Hindus. They were against it. They said, you all shouldn't do this. But I know Swami said, Gayatri Mantra can be recited by anyone, irrespective of caste, irrespective of race, religion. So I went forward. I told all my center devotees and centers that we have to go forward and we have to make this a success. I know Swami was behind me, because he gave the thought to me. So I thought he will fulfill it. So even at the stage, we put the Gayatri photo where it was Puttaparthi photo, a big one, so that, Swami is always there and Gayatri Mata will guide us. So there were thousands, more than 1,000 people attended. Children, school children, parents, all came. They listened from 8 in the morning to 5 in the evening. Very quiet. The whole place was like, like heaven. No noise, nothing. Everybody was deeply taking in the Gayatri mantra and the meaning expounded by some prominent speakers. So I thought definitely this is Swami's work. Thank you, Swami, for making me an instrument. And I thought that, this Gayatri mantra is so powerful. It actually, Swami is doing all this. So it has to go to many, 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 students, to the public. Dear devotees, Swami brought me to India in 1981. With all these things, I said, I want to see Swami. In 1981, when I was very young, I was 27 at that time. I do not know how to go to India also. So I took a bag and then I went to Puttaparthi. Swami guided me and I was there. And I don't know where to stay. I stayed in the shed with all the Indians there. And one day, Swami's car was passing by from the garage, a white Merc. So I was standing there and suddenly I started running after the car. I want to narrate this incident because I was not, in my real self, because all this was directed by Swami. So I started running after the car and then I ran about 2 kilometers behind the car. Dear devotees, I don't know what I was doing. There in the car, Swami and the driver was there, and suddenly the car turned to Kogulam. We went into Kogulam there. I also ran there, and Swami stopped the car. The driver stopped the car, and so Swami came out of the car. And then I went and stood beside Swami, and Swami didn't say anything. I was tongue-tied, and I didn't know what I was doing. So Swami was walking around Kogulam, and I was walking with him, not even a feet away from him. I can smell the fragrance of jasmine fragrance. I was so happy that I was with Swami at that time, and I don't know what I was doing. It was quite some time, few minutes. Swami walked around and then went back to the car, and the car sped away. Suddenly, I realized that I have run all the way without knowing what I was doing. At that time, I didn't realize. Now I feel that, wow, I have walked with the avatar. It is his sankalpa that I was with him. He didn't chase me away. He was with me. So it is his grace. So, dear devotees, when coming back to this Gayatri mantra, then I thought I must test this, whether this Gayatri mantra is really going to help. So I chose few schools and I went to 4 schools and continuously monitored. I took the exam going children, those children who are going to exams, government exams, in standard 6, 12 years old, all of them. I went to St. Teresa, Sangeeta Sabha, these are all names of the school, 4 Tamil schools. And continuously monitored them and gave them the CDs and they recited Gayatri mantra. And you won't believe it, this kind of results, they've never got it in their history of the school. One of the schools from 63% went to 92 and became the best school in the state of Perak. In fact, one of the best schools in Malaysia. So the teacher, the headmistress was so thankful that the power of Gayatri, about the power of Gayatri. Dear brothers and sisters, I knew that Swami wanted these children to learn Gayatri. So after doing this, I also realized that these children here must be given basic human values. And these words, Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, and Ahimsa, is so powerful. For me, it is very, very powerful because Swami's words is like my atomic bomb, so much of power. So I realized that I must also venture into giving human values to the students in the schools. So especially schools in the rural areas, in the slum area. So you won't believe it, through Swami's grace, I've gone into the schools, educational institutions. Thus far, it is not less than 60,000 students. It can be more than 60,000 students. I have been continuously going to schools. In fact, in a day, sometimes I talk in 3 schools. So I gave them the Gayatri Mantra. I introduced them to basic human values which Swami talked about. And I felt so happy that these children are reciting Gayatri. So I also went to temples. When the temples are organizing programs, I went there, I talked about values, I talked about Gayatri Mantra. Then during parenting sessions, the parents, I also did Gayatri there. And then for the teachers, talk to them about Gayatri. So a specific program was launched, which is called Panbu Talirgal, which is Sprouts of Human Values, where this was my idea because Swami gave this idea because these parents in the rural areas and all, not even 20% of the parents will come to school for the programs the school's having. So I thought how to bring them, how to make them realize that it's important for them to go to the schools and find out about the children's education. So I realized that when we give the children books, we give the children some incentives, all the parents will come and we conduct competitions. Uh, so we had competitions, human values, art, drawing competitions, and all this. So what happened? We had 90%, 80 to 90% of parents attending. Then through that way, we introduce parenting, and then we introduce values to children and parents. Dear brothers and sisters, Swami's words are so powerful. In this Guru Purnima day, I would like to say that we have to be always conscious. CIA is very important, constant integrated awareness. So to all my children, wherever I talk, I'll talk about this concept of watch. I'll say you must be conscious, always watch your words. Always watch your actions, watch your thoughts, watch your character, and watch your heart. This is what I tell the children. Very simple. I will talk about the 5Ds and the Chinnakatha Swami talked about, gave. And then I also tell them about ABC, avoid bad company, always be careful, always be caring, always be compassionate. And these are the simple, simple things which I talk to the children, I talk to the parents, and I also talk to the teachers. So I've talked to thousands of teachers. I've talked to thousands of parents. It's all because of Swami. I think Swami gave me that energy to move around, and the schools were continuously calling. And in fact, sometimes I have to say no because there are other appointments. So that is how Swami has given me the chance, has made me an instrument to serve the humanity. So sometimes in big functions, they will ask me to talk about human values. This was from one of the media, radio, TV stations. I gave talk to children throughout the country, secondary schools, and then made them recite Gayatri. So, they will, a lot of students first time hearing about Gayatri. So I use a CD to ask them to repeat Gayatri. So all these I'm just showing you because this is a video with full all the schools which I have gone, and I've taken some pictures of where I distributed. So you might be thinking, why you are going alone? Why individual? Why whether it's not a group going and doing this? Brothers and sisters, our Sai organization, the Sai centers are so active. They have so many programs in there for them. And then they are so busy. They have a lot of programs going on. I was the state coordinator at that some time, and also I have the also worked. I mean, my duty was also to see the spiritual activities are going on in centers as a spiritual coordinator. So, dear brothers and sisters, so this is what I did. Sometimes I go to schools where there are Chinese and Indians, and also ask them to sit silently, give them simple human values, talks. So I would like to share this with you also, dear devotees. My wife and myself, from 1995, we started to have classes. We can call it as EHV class, but we are 120 students. We don't have enough teachers. My two of us, and we used to run the class. The children are from age 5 to 16. So we thought we can't do Balvikas as it is, but at least give them the basic mantras. Tell them who is Murugan, who is Ganesha, why Ganesha has elephant head, and the human values of you must respect your parents, respect the teachers. These are the things we wanted to teach the children. So we started in 1995 till today, the classes are going on. I would like to share one incident, one miracle which happened in the class, because I was thinking whether what I'm doing is actually, is it worth, or am I doing the right thing? One day, there was one sister who has two children studying in the class, came to me, and she said she wanted to give food to the children. So I told her that since it is exam time, there will be about 60 students will be attending. So you bring 60 packets, parcels of noodles. So she brought. It was in around 2005, and we have classes from 5 to 6:30. She brought around 6:15 in the evening, and she knew that there were 71 children, and she brought 60 packets of noodles. So I knew that not enough. Then she told me that she has brought some kesari for me. Oh, then I thought I can cut and give it to the bigger children. So it should be enough. But dear brothers and sisters, when food mantra was said and when we started distributing, this sister and her two children distributing the food, I was standing beside them. I saw in the box there were only 5 or 6 left after distributing, and there were 35 children, some 5-year-old, they just come for food. They don't come for classes to study or learn mantras. They know that we are providing food. From the slum areas, they come for food. So these 35 children, they will go without food. So my eyes, I know tears were flowing from my eyes, and that sister also was really, actually, she was sobbing how to give these children food. What happened was, suddenly, dear brothers and sisters, that room was filled with some energy, some unknown power. There was a powerful energy going through me. I can feel that power, and suddenly I saw in the box the packets one by one, top, like that, in front of my eyes and in front of everybody was increasing. And I said, the food is increasing, the food is increasing. That sister who couldn't stand that power, that energy, she became so hysterical and she ran away from there shouting. Later, I asked her what happened. She said she's not a Sai devotee, because you must understand, brothers and sisters, all these human values program, Gayatri mantra, all this teaching is not for Sai devotees' children. They are not Sai devotees. They are non-Sai devotees. I won't say non-Sai devotees. These are children who do not know about Swami. But they came to know about Swami later because Sai organization is doing all this. So when this happened, suddenly the box became completely full. And in fact, the packets were bigger. We started distributing. After 10 minutes, all we are quiet down and we started distributing, and we found that everyone in that room, 71 of them, everyone, and got no packets remained. So Swami knew that there were how many people. That is why I say Swami is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. So Swami knew, and the children were so happy. I asked them, who gave this food to you all? All the children, they said, Swami gave. I mean, God gave. They didn't say Swami, they said, God gave this. Dear brothers and sisters, then I realized it is not important whether you are following the Balvika syllabus or not. That is for the children who are going to be future leaders. But these children, they need values, they need some basic concept of Hinduism, the basic for them to pray at their home, just like what I didn't know when I was small. I thought these children should know. So thousands of children have taught this like this for the past years through Swami's grace, my dear brothers and sisters. Then what happened was these children suddenly couldn't get the school because something cropped up. The new headmaster said, these children no safety. For security reason, you can't have the classes when in the evening when the teachers are not around. So please stop it. So I have no other choice but bring them into my house. I put them in the prayer room, I put them in the hall, I put them at the porch and everywhere seated, and I started conducting the class. I was praying to Swami, Swami, please, I know this is a challenge, but I will continue. You know what happened? A Chinese man whom I do not know, I've seen him once or twice in the center. He gave his whole house, a big bungalow-like house. It's a corner house with a lot of land, and he provided projector, he provided the screen, he provided tables, he provided everything. He paid for the bill, electric bill, water bill. Said, you use this, dear brothers and sisters. Isn't that a miracle by Swami? For the past 5 years, we have been using this. And their children are not Sai devotees' children. They are not Sai devotees. They are children from that area where the parents send them for value education. But somehow or other, these children become Sai devotees in the later, in the future. Okay, now, normally my wife and myself, and there were 2 or 3 youth teachers helped in the classes. So that is what I did for human values. And then suddenly I thought, these Tamil people here, they don't really love the Sanskrit songs or the Hindi songs. They wanted Tamil bhajans. So Dato Jagadisan, I think most of you all know from Malaysia, is a famous speaker. What he did was, he started with Deva Tendral. That means teaching Tamil bhajans to the public. So I thought, why don't we bring 1,000 people and teach them Tamil bhajans or make them sing Tamil bhajans? I do not know whether I have enough time. How long do I have, some more, brother? Please let me know.
Sure. So, yeah, we have no objection to continue this.
Yes.
Bhushan, is that okay if we go another 15 minutes?
Ram uncle, there's no problem, uncle. Brother Sai Krishnan Swami can continue however long he wants. Not a problem.
So brother, go ahead. Continue.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll extend this. Yes, this is so important. It's not every day we get somebody like you to speak from overseas. So please take your time. Thank you.
Sai Ram. Okay. So this Deva Tendral is like divine breeze. So you'll see that the public who are not Sai devotees, they do not know how to sing bhajans, proper bhajans. They sing bhajans, but with all these techniques and all, we wanted to teach them. So what I did, I brought up a book with hundreds of songs in Tamil. I printed the help of some of my friends. So I translated them into Tamil, and then I printed and gave it to everyone. So Swami was so kind, you made me work and work and work, because I was asking, oh Lord, take my hands and let them serve incessantly for thee. So he says, non-stop, you must work because you're asking for that. So he has programmed my hands, my body to such level that continuously day and night, I was working for me non-stop. So you will see here, brothers and sisters, thousands of people gathered. And apart from that, I thought human values must reach all schools. So started giving books to them on human values. So I thought children will like coloring books, and one side with the colors, with the images, and the other side with some explanations on God forms, and some about Hindu religion, values. So these books were distributed to the schools. So there was one school, I thought of experimenting in one secondary school. There was one school where the school, unfortunately, the school was considered as some students, with notorious students, and nobody wants to send their children to that school. And one day the principal of that school said, somebody told that Sai Baba organization is doing some work like this. And I was told that Sai Krishnan, you are involved in that. Can you come and help us? Please run a spiritual class for them, a Hindu class for all the Indian children in this school. So they gathered all the Indian students, and for the past 5 years, I was instrumental in forming these classes. There were one or two teachers who come and help me to do this. But I, without fail, I'll continuously go every Friday. Whenever I can't make it, there are other teachers to help. So every Friday, 1 hour, what we taught to them, very simple. We taught them education in human values. We taught them light meditation, and we taught them Gayatri chanting. So that school was just booming, with the Gayatri. The whole school was vibrating with Gayatri mantra on Fridays, with the mic and everything. I thought that this vibration will definitely make a difference in that school. So we tell them human value stories, we have dramas, we have some celebration for the children. So the parents and the teachers and the public will come and see that they are not as what you all are thinking. They can do it. They are good children. They can be molded. They can do better. You all won't realize Swami's grace was so that the principal called me one day recently, and he even messaged to me, the government exam results made record. Highest ever passing percentage, 80.90%, where 137 students out of 152 passed the examination, which was a record for them. And he gave a letter to the Sai organization thanking them, thanking us, telling that it is the spiritual classes which has made them well disciplined, and the school is improving. So, dear brothers and sisters, uncles and aunties, these children, you can call them as notorious and indisciplined and all, but through Swami, through light meditation, and through Gayatri mantra, these children can be transformed. So this is only one secondary school, but I've been to several secondary schools to give talks. But this school, as I took it as an example to see where does Gayatri mantra and human values will work. So it has proven, Swami has proven that his words are so powerful, as his Chinnakathas and his Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, Ahimsa. These are the words which every child should repeat and make it a part of their life. So another story I would like to narrate here, brothers and sisters, is about an exhibition we had it in the year 2000, about 20 years ago. So one day, the chairman of the center, said we have it in town hall, Hinduism exhibition, because the Hindus do not know much about their own religion. So we called prominent speakers. Then a thought came to me. Why don't we put Swami's big picture in the stage, on the stage, and then we have the exhibition. All agreed. So then I told I will paint the picture. So I want to narrate an incident. One day, the chairman brought a 4 by 8 feet plywood. With I bought some colors, paints, and then early morning, 8 o'clock, I went to the center. No one was around. It was a Sunday. So I started painting. The whole day I was painting until 11:30 at night. So I completed. Just one thing I did was, I didn't know why I didn't paint the eyes. So I left it for the last to open the, to paint the eyes. While I was trying to paint the eyes or to shape it, when I touched it, a powerful energy went through me. When I completed it, I couldn't sit there. I was running around the center, crying and crying and crying. Then I knew the exhibition definitely will be a great success. And it was a great success. And not only in one big city of Ipoh we did it, we brought it to several parts of the state, and it made an impact on the public. So the same picture after being 20 years, after lying down, and last year for Swami's birthday, I was surprised when I saw that picture was unveiled by the president of Malaysia, Satya Sai organization. When it was unveiled, the same energy went through me. I was crying and crying and crying. Please do not think that I'm telling all this to highlight about myself. To be frank, Swami's grace is so much he has given me. Actually, I thought I was a street dog, but he's made me a street light to help in his mission. So then I thought, these children must be given a lot of books. So since I know I can draw, I can paint. So what I did books on Vinayaka, books on Murugan, coloring books, and then Swami stories. I put it as moral stories, Nanneri Kadigal in Tamil. And I also printed Saivite Saints, Trinyana Sambandar books and all. I gave it to them. So what happened was, all these things attracted the public, the schools. So they started to understand Swami. They knew Swami and his mission. They knew that Swami has come for some purpose. So dear brothers and sisters, this is how what I did through Swami's grace. It's all Swami. He is the doer. I'm just an instrument. So you see some of the pictures I've drawn about, Swami's pictures, and Satya Sai and Shirdi Sai. So I thought, since I have this talent, I have never attended any art classes. I have never attended any classes, but then Swami has given me this talent. So I brought the books, coloring books. Then I thought I must go to the temples. I must go to the hospitals. I must go to the orphanages. Wherever I find walls empty, I must draw, paint. So I went to temples in the slum areas where I see that doesn't look like a temple because the walls are empty. So I drew pictures of God forms. So that was another service I did. Then another service I thought was very important was honoring the elders. What came to me, Dato Jagadisan, the famous speaker, he gave this idea. Then I thought, these elderly people must be made God and goddesses. They must be treated like them in the temple, with the goddess in the temple, and make them feel that they are the most important guest for us. And then the youth, to serve them, to make them happy. So this, I could see the elders crying. Another program which we did was Vidya Arambam. This is the forum where we can easily tell the parents, the first day when the children are going to the school, catch hold of them. Tell the children about Gayatri Mantra. Tell the parents about human values. Tell them that they must send the children without fail. Tell the children that just in these simple things, and then make them write Om. They make them write A. They mean Tamil alphabet A. So this, I felt that this should, in future, we started this last year and it will continue. And another important thing was thought for the day in Tamil. See, I saw a lot of Indians in Malaysia, they do not know much English. So every day, radio science thought for the day in English, and they cannot read and cannot understand. So what I felt was I must translate it every morning. I wake up early morning, 4 o'clock, I wake up, and then I start translating in Tamil, and I put audio. Those people who can't read even Tamil, they can listen to Swami's message. So I started sending because few people asked for it. And now, all over the world, thousands and thousands of devotees are actually reading and listening in Tamil. Not only in Malaysia, in Tamil Nadu, I know there are about 10, 15 groups I personally send. In each group, there are 256 participants there, and it goes throughout the world. So this is another big thing which Swami has given me. I do not know how. Then I know Swami because one day after finishing, after translating, and I kept it so that it is too early to send, I was sleeping. Then suddenly a voice came and it told, no, you better check your translation. There is some great error. You better check. So immediately I woke up and I checked. Really, there was a negative statement which was not found there, and immediately I corrected. Then I knew it's not me who is doing this. He was the one who put that idea so that I can translate into Tamil, and we can go throughout the world. So dear devotees, this is all what Swami is doing through devotees. I'm nobody, but I'm so happy that he using me as an instrument. Then I thought whether these children are going to use these Gayatri books and all the books we are really going to go waste. Then I thought, why not we have quiz about the human values and the Gayatri mantra? Then, these children performed very well. We gave them cash incentives because these children can use that money to buy some stationery when they go to secondary school. All these children are exempt students in their standard 6. So I wanted to test them, and I knew that all of them have read and they understood the Gayatri mantra, the 50 questions and answers, and they could do very well in the quiz. So they recite the Gayatri and and also did parenting in temples. I thought these parents are not coming to schools, so I can catch hold of them in temples, make the temple committees agree to me to talk to them about parenting. So dear brothers and sisters, I don't have much time. These exam prayers, we can catch hold of all these children before going for exam and teach them Gayatri and human values. Well, I will let the headmasters and principals know. I'm going to explain to them first, then we'll start off with the prayers. So I explain everything, then we'll go and do the prayers. Dear devotees, another program, I think we are doing in the Sai house, which the Chinese man gave. This is for me, is in my heart. These children who can't read and write properly, they are in standard 1 and 2 and 3 in the primary. So we collected them, my wife and another youth, teaching them about reading and writing. This program, we went and did some training in India. It's called Katha on Ratha. So we came back and we started, and we can see a lot of improvement. So we thought that this must go to all schools. There are so many children who can't read and write well. So due to funding, we couldn't continue to all the schools. I mean, we couldn't implement it. So what we are doing now is we are just starting with few children, and hope Swami one day will make it a great success.
Joy for us to have you here. And I have a small, we want to invite some questions, but I have a question. I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
It's amazing that what you have done in Malaysia with only 7% minority population, you're able to make such a huge impact. How did you integrate Hinduism into a country which is where Hindus are such a small minority?
No, there is no objection by the government or anybody to introduce Hinduism in Malaysia. So there is no problem. We can go to schools as long as the schools invite us. Or
Yes.
there is no problem at all. There is no restrictions on Hinduism. Even though it's a Muslim country, we are given the freedom to practice our religion. Yeah.
The reason I'm asking you that question is we're trying to see right now. I'm sure you notice from the media that there is a lot of friction between minorities and majorities of all the races. The racial segregation in America has become a big thing in the last few weeks.
Yes.
So as members of Sai organization, I'm trying to see how can we contribute Swami's teachings and the message to the members at large and to the mainstream, like you have done such a superb job of, mainly I call you a karma yogi, because you have practiced what Swami has preached. It's not just preaching, you're practicing what you're preaching. And that's a huge difference than going to people and saying some prayers. So that, that transformation, from transforming your worship into work and work into worship is a phenomenal opportunity and a message that I see, we're getting from Swami through you. So I just want to admire you and appreciate what you have done. And I cannot thank you enough. I want to leave a little bit of time for all the members that may have any questions, that want to share their thoughts and appreciation for what you're doing. So let me leave this open for members to ask any questions. Who has some questions for our brother?
Yeah, brothers and sisters, I would like to explain this. What I've been talking, all this is only a personal sadhana. But the Malaysian Satyasai organization is doing a tremendous job to integrate the races. In fact, Dr. Jagadisan and Dr. Suresh Govind, the Professor Suresh Govind, are having a lot of programs to integrate, and they are doing fantastic. I won't be able to touch that because I don't have the protocol to talk about all those things. So the Sai movement in Malaysia is well recognized by the ministers, the Prime Minister, and the King. So there's no problem of that sort. Thank you.
I met Brother Jagadisan about 20 years ago when he toured United States, and we had him as a speaker when I was president of Region 5 here, which is a huge region with 10 states. And it's an amazing type of work that he's doing. But it's amazing to see, people like you who are taking it up and making it a mainstream, part of a mainstream of, of the country in which you were born and you grew up as a minority and have done phenomenal jobs. So, so anybody, Partha, do you have any questions or do you want to add anything here?
It's all Swami's work. So he's the one who's doing. He is the one, and we are just instruments, brother. Yeah.
Correct. Go ahead.
Sai Krishnan.
Yes, uncle, brother. Nice to see you.
ஒரு தோற்ற மலையினும் மானப்பெரிது. நீ வாழ்க எம்பெருமான் எங்கும் வாழ்க. சுவாமி பேச்சு இவ்வளவு தூரம் எடுத்துட்டு போயிருக்கீங்க. உங்களை என்ன சொல்றதுன்னு தெரியல. தமிழ் தெரிஞ்சவங்களுக்கு புரியட்டும். நிலையில் தெரியாத அடங்கியான் தோற்றம் மலையினும் மானப்பெரிது. பெரிய பண்றீங்க, நிறைய பேருக்கு இன்ஸ்பயர் பண்ணணும். So he looks like a small man, but he's doing an immense job there.
Yes.
Praising, using the Tirukkural and connecting with that. And connecting Bharatiyar's song with Mahatma Gandhi. And I'm saying his name should be spread everywhere. Swami's name should be spread everywhere. He's doing the job.
Yes, it's on this very special auspicious occasion and the day, we feel that Swami has sent you personally to give this divine message to all of us and make it a wonderful weekend, and a very special day of Guru Purnima for us. So any other questions for our beloved brother? Apparently, no other questions. We're just thrilled to have you. We'd love to have you back as many times as possible. But just know that, we feel and really experience your love, even though you're thousands of miles away. We feel Swami's love through you. And we cannot thank you enough for joining us today. Sai Ram, and thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And
ரொம்ப வணக்கம்ங்க. Thank you so much.
ரொம்ப நன்றி. Thank you so much. And I dedicate this to Swami. His It's all Swami's doing, and I hope that all of you can get the idea, the thought that every individual can do a lot of things individually also to help the humanity. Thank you.
Like Swami says,
Sairam.
Romba Santosham.
Romba Santosham.
Sairam. Yes.
Sairam, sir.
Sairam.
Thank you so much. Brother Sai Krishnan,
Sai Krishnan.
Sairam.
you just got up in the morning just for this. He has been I think I got a message at 2 o'clock in the night. I don't think he has slept all night.
I couldn't sleep.
I know, because I got a message at 2 o'clock in the night. I thought you are awake.
That's the beauty of Swami.
This is the time for you. I think after this, just take a nap, and then Swami is going to be with you, and then definitely we are looking forward for your talk again sometime soon.
Thank you.
Sairam.
Did you all record this, brother? Oh, for God.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I did.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm going to share it with you.
Thank you so much for the love and affection. I think the Cleveland centers, those devotees there, even though I'm far away, it is a very early morning in Malaysia. So I wish all the best. May Swami bless you all with good health, happiness, and very good family. So Sairam, and thank you so much.
Sairam.
Sairam, brother, still we have Aarti. Aarti is going to be there. Stay back for the Aarti. And then, thank you.
Which town are you, Sai Krishnanji?
Just like
Sairam?
something to
Which town are
Sai
you?
Krishnan.
I'm in Ipoh. Ipoh, it is between Penang and Kuala Lumpur.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to just say something to Brother Sai Krishnan.
Sairam.
It was such a pleasure, right? Nobody could imagine that at 4 in the morning, you're so energetic, so full of energy. I mean, if we had seen this video recording and not known that you were in Malaysia, nobody will even realize that you have been talking from 3 or 4 in the morning with so much energy, that blissful smile in your face.
Sairam.
That is amazing. I think that is something which comes from inner happiness and, just the joy of sharing Baba's word. And I think that is what all should take away from also, in addition to just his action, just the perception of how he conveys the message is amazing, which I think all of us should take away from this, a beautiful lecture over, sharing over Zoom. At 4 in the morning, that energy, that brightness, that smile, I mean, it just blew me away, I'll tell you.
Sairam.
That 12 hours behind us, ahead of us, and thank you so much, Brother Krishnan. Really appreciate it.
Swami.
Sunil,
It is
tell the
20 years
truth.
ago, Sir Jagadishan has come here. Yeah, go ahead.
Sunil, to make it clear, actually we're supposed to have his talk at 3 o'clock. I thought it's not fair on our part. He's ready to talk at 2 o'clock in the night to us. That is still, shows that how much he loves Swami.
Yeah, and that energy, that smile, that people like, we would be feeling tired or sleepy. If you don't know he's in Malaysia, nobody will ever know that that's at 3 in the morning for him or 4 in the morning for him.
Exactly.
Not only he loves Swami, Swami loves him.
Yeah, I know Swami loves me.
Sairam.
Brother Sai Krishnan, thank you so much for sharing your experiences. Listening to you was really amazing. Everything that you kind of expressed. So it's wonderful. So glad that you are part of our center. You were able to join us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I feel part of you all. I feel as though I'm back home somewhere, in the same place where you all are. Because when I talked a day or two with Brother Bhushan and Mrs. Bhushan and Brother Partha, I felt that I knew them long time ago, as though my brothers and sisters like that. So I think it's from his connection, Sairam.
So nice.
Sairam, if you come to States, please let us know.
We have to arrange that. It comes to
Sairam, uncle. Sairam.
We are in a state, Ohio. Ohio is a friendly state, Ohio. So we are high and we always say hi.
Hi. Fine. Right. Very nice. So happy. Sandosham, Swami says.
Swami Satya Sai Hare.
Saram Krishnan, இன்னொரு முறை வாங்க.
கண்டிப்பா உங்களோட அருள் இருந்தா நீங்க தான் அந்த சுவாமியோட இன்ஸ்ட்ருமென்ட்.
சுவாமி's grace கண்டிப்பா பண்ணலாம்.
கண்டிப்பா வருவோம், ஒஹாயோக்கு வருவோம். அவர் அருள் இருந்தா வரலாம்.
இந்த வீட்டுக்கு வரும், உங்க கதவு திறந்தே இருக்கு.
Sairam.
Again, thank you so much.
And Sunil and a few other people who could not follow in Tamil, our sincere apologies. It's not intentional. It just wants to make everybody a little more comfortable.
Okay. No, but I think some words are, some can be thoughts only expressed in the language which is most proficient for that. So we totally understand. It's the spirit which counts.
Thank you, Sairam.
Thanks, Bhushan. Thanks so much to you for helping me. I was so scared. I'm not good at all these multimedia and all the kind of things. So thank you so much.
Thank you everyone. Sairam.
Bhushan and Partha, thank you so much for bringing in Brother Krishnan. We enjoyed the presentation. Thank you. Sairam.
Sairam, Raghuji.
Bye.